Just really, really proud of our players. Games like this are kind of a culmination of a lot of hard work, and a lot of things happen during the game. I'm sick about the last couple minutes. The turnover at the end, but I just wasn't going to err on not having confidence in our players. I have a lot of confidence in our defense. I have a lot of confidence in our field goal kicker. When I went for it there at the end, I feel like I got the best kicker in the league, and he's usually makes that kick. And then the late turnover is totally my fault. I just felt like we had to play to get the ball to Romeo, who's our best player. So, you got to be able to win games like this sometimes. Our defense was outstanding in the second half. Really proud of the adjustments that they made. And I thought our defensive line played a tremendous game. I challenged the D-line last night, and boy, they really responded. And I thought our offensive line played outstanding, and really proud of Julian Diaz. The plays that Julian made as a punter, always important when you play this team. And so feel very fortunate to have won the game. Very happy to be 5-0, and looking forward to moving forward to our next challenge.
Questions for Coach?
Coach, you had mentioned some adjustments on defense. What were some of the adjustments that were made to where you guys only got to look like 41 yards there in the second half?
Yeah, I think we were on to them in the first half. We were just a half a step off, a half a step behind them, and we just got in better position, anticipated a little bit better. And, we played outstanding defense the whole second half. And because of that, I probably should have punted them back in their end zone and used the field position at the end. We were fortunate to win because of that. But I'm just really proud of how that defense has responded. It's very typical of how we responded in the last three games. Just really made critical adjustments at halftime, got control of each one of these offenses, and really done an excellent job in the second half of these games. So really proud. It's definitely something we can build on. But we've got a team. I mean, we have quality players on defense. We have quality players on special teams. We have quality players on offense. And, when we play off each other as a team, we can get on the right side of the ledger, and that's what we did tonight.
And Coach, you've been around this game for a while. What can a win like this do for a team, you think, especially in the fashion y'all won?
It's always good to win tough games, and this is a good team. This is one of the more quality defenses we'll play all year. They're one of the top defenses in the country statistically, and so whenever you can beat this team, it's a good thing. And obviously we could have done some things better. I probably would have took back a couple decisions that I made, but I just didn't want to go through this game not having confidence in our team and being aggressive. And so, we were just really fortunate to stop them there at the end. And, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing for the Wolfpack.
Jay, can you talk about the physicality and the way your defense played in the second half? I mean, the first half, it looked like San Diego State, their offensive line was really kind of controlling the tempo, and it almost looked like they came out with a chip on their shoulder. What did you make of that?
Yeah, they did. We challenged them at halftime, but I just really gotta give a lot of credit to Dom Peterson and Sam Hammond. Their leadership is amazing. They take so much pride in stopping the run, and we just outplayed them the second half, and I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud of those guys, and I went to them. I went to Sam, I went to Dom, and I challenged them last night, And the strength of this San Diego State team is their running game, their running backs. And, all running backs are the same. If there ain't no hole, they don't like that. And so our D-line really eliminated the holes in the second half. They beat the offensive line. They stuffed the holes up, and they really made it difficult to run the football the second half, and that was really the key of the game.
Yeah, I seen this last week, but because your team has gone through some kind of tough moments at points in the season, the overtime game against Wyoming, when they had their back against the wall, particularly on defense there, can you just talk about maybe just the belief of that unit, the belief of the team, knowing that, we can get the job done here and we're going to make the plays to get the job done?
Well, our team has character. We have character. We don't take shortcuts. And so when we get in these situations, it really just comes down to believing in one another and doing what you're coached to do. And we talk about it all the time. You have to trust your training when you get into these critical situations in the game. And our guys do that. And we don't make it easy on them. We practice these situations all the time. And we practice a lot of these 2-minute situations at the end of the game and the 4-minute situations. So it's a product of our training. It's a product of our off season. And it also is a product of people having to be accountable. Because at the end of the day, as a player, you have to play as if the game depends on your performance. And so we had so many guys step up in a critical way and answer the bell when it was needed at the end of the game.
How much do you think the time of possession really paid dividends? When you guys had the ball for 2/3, at the end of the game, it was only a 5-minute difference, but did you feel like even though they were getting so much production per play, but you guys held the ball for so much longer, do you think in the end, once you got to the second half, that caused maybe San Diego State to be a little more worn down because you guys had the ball for so long?
Yeah. I tell you what, that was a huge goal of ours in the game, was to win the time of possession. And, I just see it here, 32-20, we had it for 5 more minutes than they did. And when you play a San Diego State team that loves to run the ball and ball control, that's a huge stat in the game. And really, really proud of that. Probably wish we would have had it more in the fourth quarter. We probably could have done a better job. The first half, we really were executing. Our whole goal in the game was to ball control, high volume, short passes, running the football, screening them, and just keeping the ball away from them. And, we were able to do that in much of the first half. We still got to find ways to score more touchdowns when we get in the red zone, and we'll continue to look at that. But the ball possession was a goal of the game. Field position was a goal of the game, and those were things we did very well tonight.
Coach, with San Jose getting their game canceled for this weekend, you now are on top of the Mountain West. Something that I'm pretty sure you're proud of your guys for being at the point. There's still 3 games to go. What's your message? Just 3 games remaining now, but you're in the position you're in.
Oh, the message is the same. The message is to play our best, and the goal is to play our best, and we can still play much better. We'll have a very challenging trip this week to Hawaii with all this COVID and all that stuff going on. So we'll have a different practice schedule this week. We'll practice at night this week. We'll play 6 o'clock Hawaii time, which is about 9 o'clock our time. So we'll practice at 9 o'clock starting on Monday, and we'll let our guys sleep in just so we can get used to the later time. And, and we did that the last time we went over there. We're going to leave Thursday, and we're going to stay till Sunday. We're going to try to let our guys get some sleep on Saturday night after the game, and so we can get our rest and be prepared to come back the following week and play Fresno. So this is always a challenging trip. It'll be a challenging game plan going against these guys next week. But it's the next challenge. Every week is different. And we're just so fortunate that we've been able to get our games in, and we pray that continues. We want to finish this season out. We want to get all our games in, and really see how good we can be. It's a challenge to us every day, and we're looking to step up to that challenge and see how good we can be.
Coach, can you just talk about some of the leadership on your team and how in these big games, when they came down to some of the final plays, that you guys have been able to come through, and that's been a big difference?
It seems like that's kind of a norm for us to play like that till the very end, and we just have a lot of faith in each other. I told the team before the game that I trusted them, and I was gonna, put the ball in their hands when the game was on the line, and we did that. But I trust Carson. I trust Don Peterson. I trust Sam Hammond. I trust Tyler Orsini. I trust Romeo Dubs. I trust Brandon Talton, Julian Diaz. I think they're all outstanding players, and they've proven that they can perform in these kind of situations. And so I probably trusted a little bit too much in the last couple minutes, but, you live and learn. So, I'm just so proud of our guys for hanging in there. And, you don't win these games by accident. I mean, that's a good football team. They practice all year long. You have to prepare, you have to work, you have to train, you have to do a lot of things right just to have an opportunity to beat a team like that. And that's what makes me so proud.
Coach, the defense rightfully will get a lot of kudos this next week, but the kicking game, to me, just really stands out yet again. Not every team has that luxury, but you're getting good kicking contributions just left and right. Could you expand on that a little bit?
No, I just think we have outstanding specialists. I mean, our kickers are outstanding. Julian Diaz, the yardage, and quite frankly, that's how we've beaten this team the last 3 years is just by the hidden yardage in the return game, the hidden yardage in the punting game. And that was huge tonight. We talked about it. That was the topic of our Friday night talk was field position and the different ways we can get great field position. And I think our punt game was outstanding. I don't see the numbers, and I thought Romeo Dubs had some incredible returns in the punt return game, and we covered kicks well. That was very important. So we have excellent kickers in Diaz and Talton, and then we have excellent return men in Romeo Dubs. And I think Jamal Bell's, before the season's over with, is going to show he's an excellent kickoff return man. So those players are outstanding. And, Coach Sheffield does a great job of getting those guys in position. So really proud of the way they performed, and that was a big key in our game tonight.
Can you just talk about the defense today and your guys' play out there, and what do you think was the biggest difference maker in this game?
I felt that the biggest difference was that when we felt that our back was behind the wall, that we just stepped up the pressure. No matter what was the situation, whether it was going the whole field, stopping them in the red zone, no matter what it was, we just stepped up to the occasion and played the hardest we could.
Michael, how different was that second half versus the first half? I mean, it just looked like things were humming right along for San Diego State, and then all of a sudden, it seemed like they ran into a brick wall. How do you explain what exactly happened, what you guys were able to do in that latter half?
I felt like it's been like our problem the past games is that sometimes for us, for some reason, we take a while to get going, but once we get going, we really do turn it on. So during the second half, after knowing little mistakes here and there, we just auto put it together and just played full speed, 100%.
Michael, what do you think a win like this can do for a team moving forward? Y'all have seen plenty of success so far, but a win like tonight or this afternoon, it's got to do something for you. I mean, what do you think?
I feel like not necessarily put us on a map, but for our past games, we really have to make an example out of someone. And San Diego State, as we all know, is a really good team. So beating them just really made an example to get people to really start looking at us. We're a different team this year.
And speaking of putting it on the map, obviously a national broadcast on CBS, but did it feel any different getting out there? But did it feel the same as every other game since there's pretty much nobody in the fans or no one in the stands out there?
It still feels the same. The energy that our teammates just bring on the sideline makes it feel like we have 1 million people in the stands. It's still the same atmosphere.
As you move ahead to Hawaii, your practice schedule, as Coach mentioned, gets a little topsy-turvy, practicing at night and whatnot. Just what are some of the unique challenges that obviously come with playing at Hawaii?
I say our only challenge is what Coach Neville tells us every day in practice. It's to treat every play like the next play and every game like the next game. No matter what it is, whether we're traveling to Hawaii, if it's hot, if it's cold, just treat us like it's the same game we played before.
And with San Jose getting their game canceled this week, along with a lot of the rest of the conference, you were able to get a win on them, and now you're all alone on top of the Mountain West standings. What does it mean to you that Nevada is on top of the Mountain West with just 3 games remaining?
I just feel like we got to be humble about it. We knew that we were going to be this good, and we know what we're doing right now, and we just got to stay humble and just keep the train going.
Carson, let me start with the other guys first. I mean, their reputation is defensive football, and I think they did a good job with that tonight. Is that about as good a defense as you guys will face this year, do you think, in San Diego State?
Yeah, they're really good. They have a complete defense. Their D-line, linebacker, secondary, they're all really good players, and they made us earn it tonight. They're a great team.
What's it like, you've got your unit that you want to get going. What was it like watching your defense, though, your teammates all of a sudden? It looked like night and day for those guys. Does that help energize you when you're watching them?
No doubt, yeah. I mean, we went into halftime. They had 21 on the board, and we finished the game with 21 on the board. So they came out in the second half ready to rock. Coach Ward got them right. The whole defense staff got them right, and, they played super hard. And, man, they really came through for us. I can't say enough about the defense. They really came through.
You and Romeo hooked up again for a couple of long ones, but I noticed that Justin and Cole were your leading receivers. Can you tell us what you were seeing out there? Was Romeo a little more shadowed, and you said, well, that's going to leave these other guys open? Or how did that work?
Yeah, I mean, I was just trying to take what they were giving me. They were doing a good job giving me different looks, bringing pressure, and they were really focused on stopping Romeo, I think, which – I mean, it's impossible to stop Romeo at the end of the day. Like, he's still going to make plays. That's just who he is. But we knew that we had to get other guys involved, and we got a really good group. Justin, Cole, Melquan. I mean, all those guys can play good football, so I trust all of them.
Team-wise, you guys at 5-0 and especially with San Jose State getting canceled, you guys are kind of on top of a big conference. I mean, what in general, what's the feeling around the team right now? I mean, I'd imagine, is this expected, or can you walk us into the locker room for a minute?
Yeah, I mean, we're not surprised by this at all. Like, we knew that we could really beat every single team in the conference, and we just wanted to go out and go 1-0 today. And this was a really big game. We knew it had a lot on the line, and everyone's feeling great. Everyone's happy that we're 5-0, of course, but at the same time, we're not satisfied. The overall goal is still to come, so we still got a lot of football left.
Carson, I wonder if you could take us through that. It seemed like a roller coaster of emotion in those final minutes after the interception, then the defense comes up big on 4th and goal with that final stop, win it for y'all. What were you feeling on that sideline from those final couple of minutes?
I had the worst, terrible feeling. I had a pit in the bottom of my stomach, and I was just praying to Jesus Christ himself that our defense would get a stop, and they did. They came through, and I can't say enough about our defense today. They stepped up with every single challenge that they faced, and they did a phenomenal job. I love those boys to death.
Carson, Coach mentioned you guys will mess with the travel schedule for Hawaii. Mix things up a little bit, either with COVID or what. Has Coach gone over that with you? And then what do you think the challenges are? Whether you take a quick trip out there or a long trip, what are the challenges to go into the islands?
Yeah, I think I didn't travel when I was a freshman, so I didn't make that trip the last time we played. But I know it's a long flight. I don't know how long it is, but the time is a lot different, I think, and we're playing at nighttime, so I'm pretty sure if we play at 7, it's going to feel like 11 or something like that to us. So I'm pretty sure we're going to go early on Thursday and then practice at nighttime Thursday and Friday to get adjusted.
You guys have done a pretty good job on, we were joking last time, you guys have done a good job on, the quote-unquote revenge tour and all that. And, Hawaii pumped you guys pretty good last year. Does that come up at all? Is that going to be a conversation?
That game, the Oregon game was really embarrassing, but that game was even more embarrassing. We were all embarrassed. The whole entire organization of Nevada football was embarrassed, and we don't forget anything around here. And so we're going to practice ready to work, and we're going on there on a business trip with one goal in mind.
Carson, it's now 3 wins in a row against San Diego State. From the games that you've been really involved in these last couple of years, is there really a common denominator you've noticed where you've been able to hang on in late and tight situations against this Aztecs team?
It's always a grind when you play San Diego State. They always want to run the football, and they always want to play really good defense. And I think the number one thing that made us come through in both those games was defensive play. Last year they held them to 13 points, and this year 21 points. So, I can't say enough about our defense. They really came through last year and this year, and they keep coming through for us. And so we got a really good overall team. And also special teams has played a big factor in both games. Field position and things like that comes through big in games, So just an overall great team win.
And I think you touched on it a little bit earlier. I just wanted to stress it again, I guess. There's 3 games remaining, and you guys are on top of Mountain West right now. You control your own destiny. Obviously you went out, you're playing the Mountain West title game. What does that mean to you? You're still in this position with just a couple games remaining.
We're not surprised at all. This was the goal. This was all planned. We've been working ever since January 3rd when we lost the bowl game, and we just wanted to come out this year and just be different. We wanted to, work really hard in the off season. Thinking back to the summer, we weren't even, everything was optional, and we had the whole team out on the field by ourselves running 7-on-7 every single day. So, I think it's stuff like that that's really helped us and separated us. We just got a really good team, and everyone just wants to win. That's the number one goal. No one cares about anything else besides winning. And so if we can just keep working hard in practice and keep preparing, we should just go out there and try to go 1-0 every week.